Hello everyone, welcome to Module 3. I hope everybody had a wonderful and safe 4th of July weekend. I know I did. Did the fireworks, did the cookout, did the whole thing, and got the t-shirt too. So I hope you all had a great weekend and were able to spend some time with loved ones or just chilling by yourself and kind of recharging your batteries for this week. Module 3. We're going to talk about Module 3. And we're going to talk about the midterm, and I'm going to talk about, some of you have already discovered it, secret Easter eggs that are embedded in the course. And those Easter eggs are extra credit. And I think we're probably going to have 3, maybe 4 of these Easter eggs embedded throughout our final weeks together. So I'll talk about that as well. All right, so let's jump into the module and take a look at what we're doing this week. Now, this is going to be a little bit more challenging week as I look down here because we have 2 parts. We're going to be talking about long-term debt financing, bonds. You've probably heard about that. And we're going to talk about equity financing and markets, stocks and bonds this week. 2 very important elements of corporate finance. So you're going to learn about that this week. And then sandwiched right in between parts 1 and 4 is a midterm, which I know midterms tend to bring a little anxiety to folks because they're usually higher consequence, activities. So I'm going to show you a little bit, give you a little preview of those questions that are in the midterm. I know some of you are taking me up on the offer to work ahead because I've noticed that we've had a few folks complete the midterm already. Now, what I'm going to do with this course, since some of you have the option to kind of flex a little bit and work ahead, I'm going to still pace the course though on the normal 6-week pace. So today I'm going to be really speaking to what's happening this week, which is the opening of Module 3, and again giving folks a little look in some of those questions that are going to be in that midterm. All right, so with that, let me just kind of briefly go over our activities for this week. We're going to have that part 3 again on long-term debt financing or bonds, and then our normal learning activity, of course, the midterm. Then we're going to talk about stocks and equity, and then another learning activity in there. So 2 learning activities in a midterm. Definitely a little more challenging than the previous week, but you can do it. Just make sure you don't let everything accumulate until the weekend. Then it could be a little unpleasant. But try to knock these out. Of course, they say eat the elephant. Do parts, do your part 3, get that done, get your learning activity done, take a day off, then do your midterm, because the midterm is only parts 1 through 3. So you only have to know that, kind of review that content, up until that point. It does not include, what's in the second half of the module, part 4. So I would just take a little break, do your midterm, then maybe take another break, another day, and then knock out that last learning activity for the equity financing. The other thing I'm going to talk about are some hidden Easter eggs throughout this course. Some of you have already found them because I got a couple emails over the weekend. So I know that those folks that are especially working ahead have discovered those first of those extra credit Easter eggs. Now, I think I have about 3 of them embedded in the course. So there's plenty of extra credit in this course if you can find it. And it's pretty easy to find as long as you're doing everything that you should be doing through the course. Watching the video presentations, hint, hint, doing the readings and doing the learning activities. You'll find some opportunities for extra credit. Now, what I'm going to do, a lot of these videos were shot last year. So I speak to a certain semester. I think it was maybe spring of 17, might be, almost maybe a couple years ago, when this edition of the book came out and I did all new lectures. Now, I would say disregard, of course, any references to a specific semester. You are definitely eligible for any extra credit opportunities that I offer in Easter eggs throughout the course. I am going to make one change though, because from previous courses it became a little unmanageable for me to keep track of all the points people were earning through extra credit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a drop box in the course news right above this video, and I'm going to keep that there for the entire run of the course. So as you discover an extra credit and do it, just drop that into that drop box. That way I can count all of your extra credit points at the end of the course and then add them to your final grade if you need them. Of course, if you've already gotten the A, I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to go and count those extra points. You've already earned the A. But if you're definitely on that margin, I'm going to look to squeeze every point out of everything you've done, extra credit, anything throughout the course, to see if I can get you above if you're on that transitional zone, from that A to B or B to C, and we're not going to talk about the other one. So don't worry. No one's going to be in that other zone anyway, so you're going to be absolutely fine there. But we're going to put all the extra credit in that drop box. So disregard anything that I might say about emailing me the answer. Don't email me the answer because I'll lose it. Put it in that drop box and then I'll have it forever. And if you do by accident email me, maybe you didn't watch this video, but you found one of my Easter eggs, then I'll just remind you to submit it in the extra credit drop box. All right, there's enough on the extra credit part, but do take advantage of that because it will be out there for you to use. All right, with that, let's go ahead, and I promised you kind of a quick little preview into that midterm. So let's jump into that real quick. So bear with me here as we scoot around the course, and we're going to take a look at that midterm. All right, so I'm just going to give you a hint of, I don't know, maybe the first, maybe 3 questions or so you get an idea of what it looks like. So, these might be things you might want to write down or take a screenshot. Okay, so here we go. But it will give you an idea of the level of rigor that we're looking at these midterms. Once you get this one down, you're going to have 3 more that'll be the same. So, you'll kind of get an idea of the of what you need to know and have ready. All right, let's click the preview button and see what we have. All right, so question 1. What is the future value? Okay, we got a future value of an ordinary annuity. You know how to do that one. Piece of cake. All right, remember, any calculators that we may have used, have those ready to go. Have that arachnoid calculator loaded on a separate, hopefully you know how to use web browsers and have multiple tabs open. Have that ready to go if you need it, okay? So question 1, a future value question. Question 2, well, can't have a future value without having a present value question. You guys got this. I've seen your learning activities. You can do great on this part. These are relatively, easy, questions for you to do in that regards. Another future value question. And then, we have one here, a 6-year, 8% savings certificate, like a savings CD, what is annually compounded, what's going to be its redemption value at maturity. Okay, you guys got this stuff. I'm going to show you one more question here. And let's see. I'm going to go kind of fast. Okay, so look at this one here. We're also going to have some open-ended questions. What is an opportunity cost rate? So there you go. If you go through the video real slow, you can probably actually see about 10 questions of this midterm on there. But I did want to draw your attention to this one. There are some narrative type questions that you're going to find in there. All right, so that kind of covers, boom, a little bit of that midterm preview. Okay, you guys got this. It's not going to be difficult. You'll do absolutely fine on the midterm. Those students that are working ahead, I've seen their grades. For the most part, great job. Everybody's doing good so far on the midterm as I see the grades rolling in. And now that for those of you that haven't taken it yet, obviously, you got a little preview so you can see kind of the level of rigor on those questions. Time, you have more than enough time historically for students to take this. You'll probably have an hour to spare even after you're done. But you may not be able to look up every question, and quite frankly, those like future value, present value questions, you can't look them up, right? You got to whip out your calculators and do it that way. But remember, those online calculators, the arachnoid calculator and other ones that we're going to introduce in the course that we have introduced, literally can take you only seconds, maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute to get the answer. So definitely use those to your advantage. All right. Busy week this week, guys. I know you can do it. I know we're all kind of getting back off of, that 4th of July mode, but we'll have to jump right back into it. I know some of you are taking me up on that extended due date option as well. And I think that was until Tuesday, so that's totally okay. But this means grading-wise will be done later this week as I wait for everything to roll in, and then I'll grade those assignments. All right. Everybody have a fantastic week, and if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me, and I'll check in with you next week. Thanks.